Hi, and welcome to another SciFund Outreach Training class for scientists, Introduction to Video. My name's Elliot Lowndes, and I'm an instructor on this class. This is a first in a series of videos called Technical Help, where I'll be walking through some of the equipment we've suggested and getting you started recording your own videos. In this video, we're going to be looking at the iPhone, how to start recording, how to get it properly focused, and how to get the image exposed. So let's take a look.
First of all, when shooting video with your iPhone, I would highly recommend plugging into a power source and charging that battery as often as you get chance. Especially if you're shooting indoors, then plug it into a power supply and charge while you're recording, and that way you can maximize the amount of time you've got to use your iPhone to shoot video during the day. The second thing I would do would be to put the iPhone into airplane mode, and this will prevent calls and texts from interrupting your shoot, but also protect your soundtrack, your voiceover, etc. from the effects of electronic interference. So we can access the camera application right from the lock screen using this faint camera symbol down here to swipe upwards, and it takes you directly to your camera application. Now by default, the camera application will open in photo mode. We want it in video, so we just scroll across here until video is highlighted in yellow. Now we're almost ready to shoot. But the main mistake I see a lot of people making when shooting video with their iPhones and smartphones is that they record the video in the vertical orientation. Now that's fine if you're viewing your video on iPhones and smartphones, but in fact, and especially in our case, we're going to be viewing our videos in a horizontal way on people's desktop computers, computer screens and monitors. Now, it doesn't matter which way around you have your iPhone, either turn it to the left or turn it to the right. It doesn't really matter. The iPhone will be able to figure out which way around you've got the phone oriented, and then you can record your video accordingly. So, I've just got my iPhone resting on a lens here, so I can wave my hand underneath and demonstrate the focusing capabilities of the iPhone. You can see that yellow box popping up every so often, and that's the iPhone doing its best to find automatic focus on my hand as it moves around. Now, it generally does a very good job. In case it's not, you can always just press anywhere on the screen and tell the iPhone to focus where you want it. And you can see it's also changing the exposure slightly depending on where I press. If I press on the white of the paper, it goes very dark because it's saying, okay, the amount of light in the situation is, I'm telling it, read it from the white of the paper, and that makes everything else a little bit dark just because the paper is so bright. If I press on the dark of the lens, it makes everything overexposed because it's trying to expose details in the barrel of the lens there. But actually, if my hand represents somebody's face, if I press there, it will say, okay, well, I'll work out the exposure here, and then it kind of, I'd say that's the best exposure of the three that we've had. So we've got a nicely exposed image there. It's in focus, and we're ready to record. You just press this red circle on the side, and you can see the time code starts counting up. Your scene progresses, and once it's done, stop, and that will be saved to your iPhone. And you can review that. It's probably always a good idea to review your clips just to make sure you've done a good job before you leave the location. So you can see if you need to redo the scene at all. If you decide you like that, then you can move on to your next scene. Press done, and it goes right back to your camera application.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope it was helpful. 3 main takeaway points from this video. Remember to record in a horizontal orientation. Turn your phone onto aeroplane mode, and remember to charge it as frequently as possible. If you have any more questions about the equipment, please post them to Twitter so that everybody can benefit from the answers. Coming up will be videos about using the Joby GorillaPod, attaching your lapel microphone, and editing in iMovie. I'll see you then.